All of a sudden, I really like what the Eagles are doing on offense. Dallas still stinks. Yo, but the way I kick it back here is breaking news, mother-hopping news. The Eagles aren't done yet on offense. I can tell you what, less than 24 hours after hiring an offensive coordinator, I like what the Eagles are doing on offense. I love it. I love that hire, and I especially love this hire. Adam Schefter is reporting this. More help in Philly. The Eagles are hiring former Bucs offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard as their passing game coordinator, per sources. Grizzard will join the new Eagles offensive coordinator, Sean Mannion, to lead the Eagles offense. I love this, right? Here's a guy, Grizzard, who has play calling experience, a guy that the Eagles bring in possibly as an offensive coordinator. He had 2 interviews for the offensive coordinator position, and he winds up taking the passing game coordinator with the Eagles. And if you know the Bucs offense, I mean, with Ibuka, Godwin, Mike Evans, they have had good receivers, and passing has never been their problems. One of the big problems for us has been our passing game. We have good receivers. We just don't run good routes. We don't have good receiving passing concepts. We don't have all those things. Grizzard should be able to do that, okay? And I wanted to come on here really quick. This is the only time I could do this all day. It's a really busy day. So I wanted to come on here, though, and I wanted to jump on and talk about this before I leave for the day. Hopefully next week we'll be back to the regular schedule, and I can do some live streams in the morning. But I did want to come on here. Jeff Mosher said this about Grizzard. Josh Grizzard coached 2 seasons under Mike McDaniel off the Shanahan tree in Miami, another under Liam Cohen, McVay's tree in Tampa. Should have scheme alignment with Sean Mannion, who played for McVay and other coaches from those trees. Pound Eagles showing a commitment to new offensive philosophy. Also, think Pound Eagles will be wise to add senior assistant Matt Nagy. No. Well, actually, if you added Matt Nagy in another role, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I just didn't want him as offensive coordinator. As Grizzard has just 2 years experience above position coach, and Mannion has none. So, you're getting a guy who's young. He's 35 years old. He was the offensive coordinator for 2 seasons. Comes off the McDaniel tree. The Eagles really wanted McDaniel. Let's face it, okay? They tried. They're going for guys that have connections to his tree, to McVay's tree, and that's really where I think you have to go with the passing offense in today's football. I think that's the route. So I like this move. I love this move. And when you combine it with the Sean Mannion hiring, I like what the Eagles are doing offensively. Here's my philosophy with the whole offense and everything, okay? Because to me, I want to get away from Nick Sirianni having control of the offense. Okay, I think making offensive coordinators, even like Kellen Moore, have to run under Nick's philosophy and what Nick wanted to do with the offense. It really hurt, I think, the development of a lot of the players on the offense, okay? Now, if you guys go back a year ago, and we talk about when Kevin Patullo took the job, if you remember the narrative and what we said about that, and I went back and I watched old videos just to see the mindset. The mindset, of course, was we just won a Super Bowl. We feel pretty damn invincible. And the thought with Patullo was, hey, Patullo isn't that great of an offensive coordinator. Nobody thought he was going to be great or going to do anything. He didn't do that great of a job as a passing game coordinator. But the thought process was the offensive line is so good, and everybody all season long, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, knew the Eagles were going to run the ball, couldn't stop it. So everybody thought, including myself, that, yeah, Patullo's not that great, but nobody can stop what's coming. And they may know what's coming, but they're going to have a hard time stopping it. Nobody thought that the offensive line and the running game would have struggled to the way and to the degree it did, which really exposed Patullo in that moment. If the running game would have kept going, it would have been the same. We probably would have won a lot more games, felt a lot better, and he would have skated through. But when he had to make adjustments, when he had to do things in order to get the offense going, he couldn't do it. And Nick's philosophy of don't turn the ball over, we're 42-2 when we win the turnover battle, it backfired in the end. So I'm very excited to see the Eagles kind of change up the whole offensive philosophy. Okay, and I know some people want an experienced offensive coordinator who's an experienced play caller. Here's what I'm going to say to that. I think, yes, it's important. I don't want to understate it. Yes, it's important to have a play caller with experience. It's a good thing. But I also think it's way overrated. Okay? I think it's way overrated. And what I mean by that is I really believe that if you're a coordinator and you could call plays, you could call plays. If you can't call plays, you'll never be able to call plays. You don't see somebody saying, well, Nick Sirianni couldn't call plays 3 years ago, but now he's got all that head coaching experience and stuff, let's let him play call. And then he goes out and play calls and looks like $1 million. It seems like guys either have it or they don't have it. Yeah, there's things that they got to figure out. I get it. But to me, if Mannion can do it, he can do it. With the help of Grizzard in there, who essentially is another offensive coordinator, I think that you're going to be okay. And here's what I love most about it. I know, just like most of you guys, you were sick and tired of the Jalen Hurts, the Jalen Hurts hate, the Jalen Hurts talk, the Nick Sirianni. Is it Nick's offense? Is it Jalen? Who's the problem on offense? Is it Nick? Is it Jalen? Is it, like, we're all so sick of it. The only way to really know if it's your quarterback who's the problem or your coach who's the problem is to change the offensive philosophy, get new coaches in there, and then let's see if your quarterback can sink or swim. Let's see if he can sink or swim. If Jalen Hurts goes out there and he struggles and the concepts are good and the offense looks good and he's just not producing, then you can say it. Okay, this is why and this is what the problem on offense is. But, and if what I think is going to happen, he's going to go out there and be better than people think and have more success than people think, which is what I think is going to happen. Then people are going to say, nah, the coach was holding back the quarterback. And that's what I think it's ultimately going to come out to. And why I'm glad is because you get these guys in there, you kind of change some things up. If it's the same, if it looks the same, we know who to blame. If it doesn't look the same, it looks different, we know who to blame. So the argument, the same repetitive argument we're going to hear all off season can finally, in my opinion, come to an end. Because now, next year, it's sink or swim for this offense. And I'm hoping with Grizzard being there and you know, seeing what he did with the Bucs offense, I'm hoping that A.J.Brown will be reinvigorated. He'll buy into wanting to come back. He'll want to join the Eagles and want to come back. I think the Eagles want A.J. Brown back. I do. I think they're going to go to him. I think they're going to try to sell him. And hopefully he'll buy into it. He'll buy into the new philosophy and what they're going to do, whatever it's going to look like. And we're going to come out and we're going to have A.J. Brown ready to go, DeVonta Smith ready to go, you know, and we'll see what happens. I love what they did on offense, okay? I like a young offensive mind. I like a guy who is viewed very highly by the other coaches around the league, a guy that people think has a creative mind that could create things. I think the Eagles need that desperately. Everything we ran was stale, old, and there was no wiggle room, okay? If the Eagles, if they turned the ball over more than the other team, they were going to lose the game. And then even if they won the turnover battle, a lot of times they had a fight. They had a fight to just hold on to win. And we're playing a prevent offense. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I'm sure they wanted Mike McDaniel right off the bat. But I think the way it's going, and I think what they're doing here, I feel good with the young minds coming in that can relate to Jalen Hurts, can relate to the guys on offense, and they can really build something and put something out there that's going to be fantastic for this team. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. See Mark Holmes crying. Oh, the Eagles got a coordinator and he never had any experience calling plays. Well, then hold your Cowboys accountable for the same thing. You can't cry about our offensive coordinator never calling plays as it's a bad thing, but then praise your defensive coordinator, Christian Parker, who has never called plays on defense. It's the same thing. You're bringing in a young guy with a bright mind. Let's see what he can do. So are we. It's the same thing. Mother humper. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.